Hey guys, how's it going? Okay, so, what's happening is I'm actually about 2 days away from going on a holiday trip with my family in Europe, okay? So I'm going to be going all around Europe and it's going to be hopefully really fun, I guess. But, the thing about that is it kind of, screws up my uploading schedule, so, you know, you might not see a couple of videos, but I'm trying to make as many as possible so I can upload them while I'm gone and, you know, it won't be that much of a stretch. But anyway, the video's topic today is what to pack yo-yoing related in terms of when you're going overseas. So if you've taken a look at my collection, right, and if you haven't, take a look at that video there. I think that's the most recent one. Pretty much what happens is that, like, I have got 100, maybe 200 yo-yos, right? Now, if you saw the amount of yo-yos I have, that's just not practical to travel around everywhere. Now, I know a lot of other people who like trade yo-yos a lot, buy and sell and do all that, and that means they don't have that many yo-yos to begin with, so they can, you know, carry their whole collection overseas. But for a person like me or a person like someone else, like, you don't really need or want to carry hundreds of yo-yos around your trip. I mean, what I've kind of done is a minimalist approach to bringing yo-yos around, and this may seem like really, like, for some of you who have smaller collections, this video might be like, yeah, what the hell, man, I don't even have that many yo-yos to do. But for anyone who has a really big collection, is having a hard time to travel with, you know, your yo-yo collections and still maintain, you know, your skills and stuff as a yo-yo up, this video is going to be for you, so let's go check it out. Okay, so this is pretty much all the stuff that I'm probably going to be bringing overseas with me. Before I used to take a case similar to this, right? So just a case like this, and then I put all the yo-yos inside, all the yo-yo accessories, and it'll all be neat and all be in one area, right? The thing about that is that, if you think about it, this is a pretty big case, right? I mean, it's not that big, but it's big enough to, like, hinder some stuff that you might want to pick up while you're overseas. So I decided that just keep it very minimal, very, like, small packaging, and then when the time comes around, if you want more space, you can just put it in, right? So the first thing I like to do is I like to get my A-grade competition yo-yos, okay? So for me at the moment, this would be my Ironies and my Irony JPXs and my Irony JP 2013s, okay? So all like that, right? And then I probably, the 2012, it's still a great yo-yo, but it's, you know, seen some mileage, so I'm not too concerned about this anymore. I mean, so what I do is I probably get my gold-plated Sentinel, which is pretty expensive, pretty precious to me. So what I do is I put these inside their own bag, right? And this is just a pencil case they can get for like $5 at an Officeworks or something. Just take a look around. They're really great for storing yo-yos because if you put 4 inside, they're really tight, and chances are they're not going to move around a lot. So, yeah, so just like that, chances are they're not going to move around a lot, so you just press them up against each other like that, and they're not going to move, okay? So zip that up, and you got that. Done. Okay. Now the next part is going to be filled with my other yo-yos plus my yo-yo accessories that I'll probably need for the well-being of my yo-yos while I'm overseas. Okay, so the first thing I like to do is ensure that I can play all 5 styles. So what I've got is, I've got the 2 Ironies inside here, 2 Irony JP 2013s that can be used for 1A yo-yos, and because they're the same model, they can also be used for 3A, so I've got 3A covered. I'm just going to be using these as my loopers, and if I want to play counterweight, I've got a couple of counterweight yo-yos here, and if I want to play 4A, boom, got my 4A yo-yo here as well, right? So pretty much every single style is catered for that, so, you know, you don't really need to go overboard with that, okay? Some yo-yos can be repeated for the same style, so that's pretty much it, right? So the next is I like to diversify the shapes a little bit. So I've got a shutter here, and I've got, you know, 86-400, and they're all kind of different type shapes. So I've got a Berserker here, and they're all different type shapes. I mean, I don't all use these for competitions. I just like to vary it up a little bit so I don't get bored with what I'm playing with. I find that if I'm playing with the same yo-yo for again and again and again and again, the yo-yo gets really boring, and actually I think it hinders creativity a little bit because you're just with the same yo-yo, the same thing all over again, and it's very difficult to get out and try new things, okay? And the last thing is, I always like to pack like a very durable plastic yo-yo because while you're overseas, you don't know where you're going to be. So it's good to have a nice durable yo-yo that you can take anywhere without worrying too much. First part of this would be put some yo-yos into the bag. So I'm just gonna put a couple in here, just like so. Very easy, just literally putting stuff inside a bag, right? And then I'll get my first bundle of string. I mean, this isn't really necessary, this is how I'm doing it though. And I just lay it on the top there, so it's got a bit of padding in case, you know, it jostles around a bit, and there's a little bit of padding in there, so boom, string. Next I put in a second layer of yo-yos. So there, and the berserker, right? And then it should all fit in like so. And then I get my accessories. So the things that I like to bring along are this bearing tool. This is really useful. You can remove bearings, adjust axles and loopers, and also cut strings. So I find these really useful to bring across. They're really small, lightweight. The next thing are silicone pads, okay? So I've never really tried it before actually, but I don't think bringing like high temp silicone would be a good idea on an international flight. I don't know, it seems to me that it would raise a couple of eyebrows. So what I like to do is I just like to bring a couple of pads, and you can use them to change it out. Very easy, no mess, and you're not gonna waste time while you're overseas resiliconing your yo-yo. Next thing is I like to wear jeans quite a lot, so I've got this belt clip here, and it'll literally belt on one of the sides, and it'll hold a yo-yo like so. I actually got this at Werrd. I mean, at a national Australian yo-yo contest quite a while back. The next thing is, yeah, if you want to put like paint thinner or mineral spirits or lighter fluid, that is a really, really bad idea for a flight, and you're probably going to get arrested, to be honest. So instead of having a bearing repair kit, I've just got a couple of spare bearings that I've got from other yo-yos. I'm just going to slot that in there. As I said, a couple of counterweights, chuck them in. Lube. Lube's pretty cool, and I don't think this is going to be too bad. I mean, I don't think they should worry about this too much. Just pop that in. And this is the only item that I'm a bit iffy about. I've gone through customs once, but it was on a domestic flight. I've had no real problems with this, but this is a string cutter, and I really like using these because it can unknot strings as well. So I'm just gonna put this in just in case. And then finally, now that you have all your things inside, I'd get my last bundle of string and just force it in like so, right? To ensure just a little bit more padding so that the yo-yos don't kind of screw around. So yeah, just rearrange it a little bit and then zip it up like so. Okay, whoops. Got a bit of string caught there, but yeah, all right. Zip it up. Boom, and this has pretty much got everything inside it that I'm probably gonna need while yo-yoing abroad. And as you can see, it's considerably smaller than my, case that I brought along with all the accessories. One other thing is, one tool not to bring across is pliers, okay? I've actually made this mistake before, and it wasn't even an international flight, it was a domestic flight. They don't like pliers, they'll get it out of your luggage and they'll chuck it away, and that's kind of tragic because I really like pliers. They're such like a multi-purpose tool, but apparently they're not allowed on airplanes, so pretty much this is what I'm going to carry with me to the Europe trip, and I hope this helps. So yeah, see you guys next time.